guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Mike and you guys are on the Matthew's Outdoor Adventure channel. And as you can see, well, I'm back in the bus again. So let me show you guys what I'm working with here. And I haven't seen a whole lot of videos out that pertain to this particular thing. So hey, let me turn the camera around and then hopefully we can get this figured out. So you guys remember in a previous video that we've been working on getting this heater out. All right, so the hoses run. So this run up over the fender well, run to the back. Okay. So we've got this loose. I've not disconnected any hoses yet, but that's my next thing. Of course, you see how long the hose was. They run up and go all the way the full length of the bus, just about all the way up into this heater box. Okay. As you can see, this heater box, water's getting in somewhere around this. So I wanted to pull this out, and there's several holes that needs to be fixed on the outside of the bus. And well, let me show you that first real quick, and then we'll get back into this. All right, so coming around to the side of the bus, this is where the stop sign that flipped out was mounted. I've actually got it off now and fixing to clean this up. So I just wanted to show you guys how they mount this. They just basically self-tap this thing right into the body of the bus. This is a hole they drilled with a little grommet to protect the wiring, and then another hole. So yeah, so we're gonna have to clean all this up, probably plug weld these holes, and then maybe put some filler in there. I was going to make a plate for this, and if I do, I'll show you guys that too. But well, let's get back in the bus and let me show you how this air box is all. It's a mess. All right, so coming back up into the bus, though, let's see if I can get you zoomed in there. So see that light right there? Well, that is where the hole's drilled for the stop sign. Okay. Then, if you look down here, right in that area, that is where the heater hoses come in. So they come in. There's a little shut-off valve there, and then they run in. They go into this T, which then in turn runs into this big heater core here. And then you can see they come out, run back, and then that's where it goes into that other heater box. So now what we've got to do is we've got to get this out of the way. I need this out of the way so that I can make sure there's no other rust and damage. The bottom of the box is a little rusty, so I'm hoping it's just that. There's still some rubber flooring that they put down that I want to get this up. So let me show you how this box comes apart, because believe it or not, there's not a whole lot of information anywhere online. I've looked YouTube, Google, places like that, and I've not found anything that really pertains to this part of the bus. There's a ton of videos on how to get this thing out of here. That's not that big a deal. But this thing, it's not really a whole lot of information for. So let me get you guys into it. All right, so looking at it, it really doesn't look that intimidating. It has two screws, which I've got over here in my pile of crap over here, if I can find it. It's a big flathead screw, and it's got two of those that holds us in here. So my goal was to pull this out. Really? Shall we? Anyway, was to pull this out, and once I can get this out of the way, I'm going to pull all this, pull all the switches, try to paint and clean this up. It's got an air vent here, which I'm guessing is for defrosting this window. And then this comes up, and then there's a channel that runs the full length of the windshield, which blows heat up on the windshield for defrosting. All right, this piece here, so this from here to here is one piece. This is all one piece unit here. So I've got to get this out. And you basically take those two screws out, flip this forward. There was a screw here and here that mounted this piece on the back, and then across the front of the hinge. So there's 1, 2, and then 3 right here. It allowed me to pull this whole plate out. All right. So now that I've got to this point, now I've got to disconnect all these wires. And what? Are you helping me? So anyway, back to it. We gotta disconnect all these wires. So you can see this here is the flasher module for the lights up top that flash yellow and red. This is the little buzzer. So if you you leave one of these emergency windows open, it'll, that kind of noise. We're going to take that out. Basically, we're going to try to eliminate anything in here that's not going to be needed. So really the main thing, you are in the way. Now, if you look, this function doesn't work. Washer fluid thing. I'm not even sure where it's at. I'll have to look for it. The wipers do work, so I'll need these switches. The warning switches, they work. I don't know if you can see it, but through the WD-40 on the window. But it's the yellow flashers. So that does work. We're not too worried about that. And then you got your interior light switches. Really what I want to retain is the blower motors. So you got the blower motor for the defroster and the front heater, and then this has a blower motor here which blows through this piece here. There's a little cap that goes on here, and if you can see that, those are vents built into this so that it kind of blows heat back there towards the back of the bus. Anyway, so now I'm going to see if I can get this thing out of here. First things first though, got to disconnect the battery. Alright, now that our battery is disconnected, we don't have to worry about shorting anything out. So basically, we're going to get in here and disconnect what we can disconnect, get rid of some of the stuff that we don't need. It did have some speaker wires running in. I got rid of those. This is like a coax cable for an antenna. I guess it had like a two-way radio in it. Get rid of that. I'm going to set the camera up and I'm going to get to work on getting all this crap out of here. Alright guys, so you can see we got this panel out. And clean all this crap up now. Okay, so we've got, so this bolts into this back wall, which screws in, but they hide it behind that panel, and it looks like we're gonna have to get this air duct out of the way. This bunch of wires here goes down to the blower motors, and so we don't have to worry about that too much. So just let me see if I can get this duct working now. Looks like somebody's taped it up or something up here. And if I can get this to come off. Golly, there's wires running everywhere. Maybe I can get in here and get all this figured out. I'm not sure where this goes, so I'm not going to cut it just yet. I think this goes to my turn signal, but we'll have to see. Alright, as you can see, I got the top part of that box out over there, finally. So, now that I've got all of this mess, I got some more mess to clean up. So, I'm looking for places that waters come in. I don't really see anything, but I'm going to double check all this stuff. So, alright. And I'm probably going to have to rebuild the bottom of this box. So, alright, well, I'm going to try to get this part out now. I got to get the heater hoses and stuff loose, and then let's see what we can do from there. But, since we got this all disconnected and everything, I'm going to go back out here and reconnect the battery. And then make sure the bus will still start, because sometimes when you disconnect stuff like this, it does, it could immobilize it. I know some of the newer buses, like if there's an emergency hatch or emergency door open, it may or may not start. So reconnect the battery, make sure the bus starts, make sure I still got turn signals, things like that. Just kind of double check everything, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so I know that this wire, or both of these wires, this one was ground, or needed to be ground, and this one's a hot wire, so as long as they don't touch or anything, we should be okay. So make sure that that's up out of the way. Any bare wires or anything you should tape. I'm just kind of doing a test run real quick just to make sure this thing will still start. So okay. Alright, let's see if we still got turn signals. So the turn signals are still working. Alright. So it looks like most of that stuff was just the integrated stuff for the flashers for the top and all that. But we're going to take and not sure how to. There we go, the 4 ways is on. So I'm just going to kind of do a quick walk around, make sure all my lights are working. Alright, flasher's working. The bulb is out in that one. That one there is going to get converted to a floodlight, a white floodlight. This one's working. That one's not working because the wire's disconnected. And I'm pretty sure the bulb's burnt out because the housing's actually cracked. Alright, let's walk on around real quick. See what's not working back here. The headlights are on, but I just noticed that none of the marker lights are working. Okay, and nothing back here is doing anything. Alright, so we're gonna have to look into that. Alright, I got our marker lights back, which those are getting replaced for some new style ones. Alright, we got our marker lights, our running lights, and our flashers back. Alright, so now I know what harness that's for. Alright guys, well, it is a few days after first part of this video, so let me show you how far I actually got with that air box. And yeah, it was rough, I'll give it that. Alright, coming up in the bus, you guys can see that air box, which sat right there, is now gone. There is some surface rust there on the floor, but nothing too concerning here. It's actually in really good shape. This part of the floor here, see, is sectioned out. It's a little, I don't know if it's different metal or what, but of course, as you can see, it's different from the rest of the bus. But this is where the front or the driver's seat sat. So anyway, there's some dirt in that corner I got to get out, and then we're gonna clean all the rest of this dirt out. And this surface rust that you're seeing is actually from the air box. So I'm gonna scrape up that little bit, and then we're gonna hit it with a wire wheel before we paint it. I am gonna get the dog box off, try to get the rest of this stuff cleaned up, and then we'll go from there. But let me show you what I found. So it's actually a little discouraging, but let me turn the camera around and show you guys. Alright, so this is the air box, which houses your heater core. So this is the heater core. As you can see, it's kind of dirty, but look at that. So this thing is just basically rusted apart. I went ahead and trimmed it so I could get this off, but as you guys can see, that's in bad shape. I'll set this over here. So I managed to start cleaning this up. There is still some good metal here. So basically what I'm going to end up doing is coming here and cleaning all this up, get down to what good metal I can get to. So you can see it's a little chewed up there. All of this here seems to be okay. It's mostly just the paint coming off. This is fine. That's paint that's peeling. Looks like this here. So with that being said, I can fix this. And luckily so, because Mike, which you guys have seen on the channel, he got online and we managed to find a replacement heater core for this thing, but nothing in the way of the actual box itself. So it's got a flap in here. I don't know if you guys can see it with the sun beating down, but that this opens and closes, which is supposed to allow fresh air into the box, almost like a recirculation kind of thing. There you go. That's how it works. It's supposed to have some gasket material on here, which we can always put some new gasket material on. So now really what we got to do is wire brush all of this, get all this stuff off here that we can. Then we're going to take and reskin the bottom of this with some sheet metal and try to basically weld it on. I'm going to have to cut this out if I can, get a piece of metal welded in between these 2 points, which it really doesn't have to have it there. Really what I can do is clean it up and then get all the little bit of surface rust on the back side of this off and bring the sheet metal over and just kind of overlap it and tack weld it across the back here. And then just treat this so it doesn't rust anymore. So yeah, got plenty more work to do. Like I said, this is all surface here, so nothing's through. It's still good and solid. Just gotta get in here and wire wheel everything and repaint it and skin the bottom. So yep, that's where we're at now. So I believe that's gonna be it for this video, guys. When I get started on that, I'll probably bring you guys in for, a little bit on that right there to show you what I'm doing with that. I'm going to go ahead and finish getting the inside of this thing apart. Hopefully we can get it cleaned out the rest of the way. I'd like to go ahead and paint the floors and seal the floors in this thing. So that's kind of where we're at now. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you checking us out. And like, share, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. Until the next one, we'll see you later.